Hi, this is Joseph. It's Monday, it's September 21st. A little bit later in the trading session, I wanted to pick up where I left off in the previous video. In the previous video, we were talking about the trades here on the pound dollar and the euro dollar. Let me show you the pound dollar really quick. This was the London, at the start of the London session, where we got this signal. Now, in the previous video, I talk about the entire setup, how we were able to identify this top. The same thing happened with the euro dollar for the most part. So again, if you want to know exactly what I was doing here to identify this top at the start of the London session and what generated the signals and these take profit levels, watch that video. The video is going to be posted in the members area, the Facebook group, and also in the YouTube channel. Now, I know I mentioned the amount of pips or the number of pips that we're earning on some of these trades, and some of the numbers are pretty big. So I've received some emails over the past few weeks, and they're basically from individuals that are struggling with their trading. And I don't mean any disrespect when I talk about the number of pips that I'm earning on these trades. I just want you to see the power and the potential of the trading system. So let's move on, and I'll start talking about some of the trades. Again, I want you to see these trades so that you can identify or determine if my coaching program is for you. That is primarily why I'm sharing this. Again, my coaching students are taking the same trades. As I mentioned in the first video when I talked about the setup here this morning, and as everything was sort of unfolding at the start of the London session, I had a coaching student that reached out to me, and he had missed this move to the downside, and he was pretty upset. He was bothered by it. But I told him, at that point, he's telling me that he's looking for a bounce. And I'm saying, well, nothing here would indicate the possibility of a bounce. And had you taken the trade and you entered in where you were supposed to and take profits where you were supposed to, would you be looking at the trade in a different way? Meaning that, would you at that point be looking for a bounce and something to trade, or would you be waiting for a retracement and then looking for another opportunity to sell it in the direction that we initially set up? Again, looking at the larger time frames, all of that. So at that point, he realized what I was saying. The reason that he was looking to trade a buy was that he had missed the trade and wanted a trade. He wanted money. He was just focused on making money at that time. So he wasn't looking for the right trade. He wasn't thinking about it in the right frame of mind. He just wanted a trade. And that's a bad idea. That fear of missing out, that's the mindset that he was in. So waiting for an opportunity, I told him, wait. You might get multiple opportunities to try and sell it a little bit lower, or there may be another opportunity. And during the first half of the video, where I explain, and you can see it if you watch the video where I'm explaining exactly what led to this breakdown and how we were able to trade it, and it affected a few other currency pairs I'm going to show you in a moment. During that video, I had a pop-up message. You can see it on the video on the screen. It was a pop-up message, an alert for the dollar yen. And the dollar yen, it was a trade right here that triggered right around the 104.20 area. So our entry to the target here, based on the point and figure count, that produced a 60 pip trade. So there's a silver lining for the coaching student that missed the trade and the drop on the euro dollar and the pound dollar. By waiting patiently, he was able to get this trade here for approximately 60 pips. So it was a good day for him. And that's perfect. That's exactly what he needed. Now, there were other opportunities. So I want to show you that this point and figure method, counting the waves, identifying the patterns, watching volume levels, this is going to lead to big days like this when the market provides the opportunity. So let me walk you through the trades that we had and the profit on these trades. And remember, the fact that we earned, there was a total of 390 pips with these trades that I'm going to show you. 390 pips. I'm not double counting. This is from the entry to the final target, just as if you were to use my trading system once you learn it to be able to identify the entry and the take profit levels. You'll be able to spot these trades. So 390 pips. I had one coaching student, another coaching student, not the one that missed the trades here, but another coaching student, and today he was able to earn over $7,530 and some change. That's on his real live account. Not everybody, not all coaching students are making $7,000. Some of them are making more. It depends on how much money you have available in your trading account and what lot size you're using, what you're comfortable with. There's nothing wrong with using a smaller trading account in the beginning. I do not tell any of my coaching students that they need to add more money to their trading account to make it work, because that's not true. What you need is the ability to identify the patterns, understand why price is moving, and use these strategies that I'm teaching that will get you into the trade, help you identify the stop, and help you identify the take profit levels. So the euro dollar paid approximately 53 pips on this trade to the downside. The pound dollar paid 102 pips to the downside. The dollar yen paid 60 pips to the upside. The dollar Swiss paid 30 pips. It was a relatively small trade. And I want to show you a couple others. So every once in a while, I will trade commodity currencies. Dollar Canadian, Australian dollar. Today was an opportunity for me to trade both. And I've mentioned many times that even with the continuation breakout strategy, if I'm going to apply it to the Australian dollar or the dollar Canadian, I only do that on very specific days that there seems to be something that is affecting the commodities. And today we saw that. Oil, I believe, at one point was down over 4.9% or something. I think it even went as low as 5%. It was down 5% on the day. So that gave a pretty good opportunity. When I see something like that happening, and we actually had a continuation breakout trade on the dollar Canadian last week because of oil, the movement that was taking place in oil again, and then throughout the rest of the week, I just ignore it because there really isn't anything going on, nothing that would affect it in a significant way. And the reason that I ignore some of these other commodity currencies when nothing's going on in the commodities market is that I have to allocate capital. I have to decide where to put my money into some of these trades and which one's likely to provide or produce a better result in a relatively shorter period of time. So today was the day to step up. Again, this also took place at approximately the same time the London market opened, approximately. This is the dollar Canadian. And based on the count here on point and figure, I had an initial target of 89, and obviously it went a little bit higher above the 3,300 level. So the entry was 33.10. Confirmation was when it took out last week's high here on this point and figure chart, and then it continued to 89. So the dollar Canadian paid 77 pips. The other trade, again, just in the opposite direction, Australian dollar. Again, a perfect setup, entry at 80. The target was 10 based on my count initially. And this one resulted in approximately 68 pips. So again, 390 pips today. Some coaching students made more. Some coaching students made less. Some coaching students missed some of these trades. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. And I tell all of my coaching students, when you see a trade that you miss, do not beat yourself up over it. I used to do that, and it was a horrible experience. And all it did was put more pressure on me and intensified the fear of missing out. I am going to be opening the doors shortly in the next few days here to my coaching program. And I'm very, very particular about who I share this information with. I'll be sharing some more of the details of the trading course, exactly what you get, what you're going to be doing, how it works, and some more results over the course of the next few days before I open the doors to new coaching students. If you have any questions about the coaching program, or if you have any questions about the trading strategy that I'm sharing here in these videos, please feel free to drop in a comment just below this video, and I will make sure to answer it.